Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get-together live here on Facebook, where we take a look at local headlines, at state headlines, and countrywide headlines. And we take a look at your knowledge and curiosity about Puerto Vallarta, and we try to jazz up our experience living here as a community of English-speaking locals. As always, it is a pleasure to get together with you in the mornings. And today is September 15th, which means celebration of Mexican independence is on. We have a great broadcast for you today. Luna got really busy yesterday, and she was able to gather all kinds of things from, let's see, we have snarky abortion comments, we have face mask news, we have... what else do we have? We have all kinds of things today, fun things. And we have an awesome walk. We are walking to a restaurant that I could bang myself against the head for not having visited this restaurant before in 19 years of living here. But we went, and we're going to show you where it is, and we're going to show you why it is absolutely indispensable that everybody should go and visit this wonderful restaurant. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. Let us get started with our basics. As always, this is a morning broadcast. We're always here. Some of you may be new. If you are new or you've been watching in the background, not participating, let us know that you're here and let us know that you're new. Just write the word new and nothing will happen other than the fact that we'll give you a little bit of a welcome. Also, if you have something really important to share, or you would like a reaction or something to that effect, feel free to add the letter Q at the beginning of your comment, and that way we'll make sure that we address this accordingly. Let me start with this one, just because it is relevant. Isn't Independence Day tomorrow? Yes and no. Independence Day is tomorrow, indeed, but the celebration starts on the eve of Independence Day. So thank you for asking that question, Trucha. It is absolutely important. The official holiday is tomorrow. However, a lot of people celebrate both days. Anyhow, I'm going to not look at your comments just yet. We're going to look at them in the second half of the broadcast, as always. And let us get started with our news. Well, for starters, Puerto Vallarta has changed its welcome sign, which is clearly visible as you enter the city from points north. The update is an important reminder in case you missed the memo. In Puerto Vallarta, wearing a face mask is obligatory. Tómala. That's the first one. Second one, as we mentioned yesterday, a brigade of workers from the Secretary of Well-Being is going from house to house to ascertain the damages caused by Hurricane Nora. It is estimated that the census will take about 3 days, and some people will receive money, some people will receive goods in kind. It's just nice to know that the Secretary of Well-being is handling this after the state has declared a state of emergency in several municipalities, including Puerto Vallarta, where the most damage took place. I love this business of the Secretary of Well-being. I always think of a bunch of politicians doing yoga, but that's just me being silly. And why not be silly? It is hump day. We had reported that city bus routes heading south towards El Centro would continue to stop at Parque Hidalgo until the Insurgentes Bridge was repaired. But there's been a change of heart. Now buses will enter El Centro as far as Mina Street and return and allow for passengers to get off the bus 2 blocks away from City Hall. Let me show you how that looks like on the map. If you look at, there is the Parque Hidalgo over here, and Mina Street is, get out of the way, Mina Street is right around here. It is one of these two. It is one of these two. So this brings you a lot closer to downtown, which is a good thing for those people that are riding the bus. Let's see what else we have. We had also reported that students in Bahia de Banderas would return to school right after Mexican Independence Day, but there has been a change of heart there as well, given the rise in COVID cases among minors. So the return to school in the municipalities of Tepic, Jalisco, Compostela, and Bahia de Banderas is now postponed again indefinitely. In case you noticed excessive traffic coming in and out of the city from Point South yesterday, there was a landslide along the highway between the Hyatt and Costa Vista hotels on the way to Mismaloya. Actually, there were 3 different landslides reported along the highway. I would like to imagine that this has been resolved. And but in any case, if you're traveling south along the highway, just be mindful of the fact that there may be some work being done along the road to make sure that you can get from wherever you're going to wherever you're going, rather, safely. Let us turn over to the weather. And if we're flying through headlines today, it's just because we have lovely Walking Wednesday to enjoy in a little while. That cloud looks like you are getting, oh my God, I've never said this word out loud, garroted by an assassin. That's what our snarky carrot weather tells us about the weather today. It is 27 degrees Celsius right now, feels like 31. Humidity is at 100%. So I'm going to regret walking into town today to buy some supplies, but I'm going to enjoy being all sweaty. If you understand Fahrenheit, our temperature is 80 degrees, and our forecast for today says rain and humid through the day with a high temperature of 31, low temperature of 24. There is a mild chance of rain. Tomorrow, Thursday, we will enjoy rain in the evening, high temperature of 32, low temperature of 24. And on Friday, we can expect rain in the evening and overnight with a high temperature of 31 and low temperature of 23. Moving right along. Let me set this up. You have to love all the people from all walks of life that have made public statements about abortion since it recently became decriminalized in Mexico. Regardless of where you stand on the matter, some people just get a little carried away with their public statements, such as the case of very nice Father Lázaro Hernández Soto of the La Salle Church in Monclova in the state of Coahuila, who in the middle of his homily said, and I quote, "Do not support young women killing their children so they can unburden themselves of them. You are better off killing your own daughters so that they are not burdensome." The very nice Father Hernandez went on to say that women that have an abortion are useless. Let's just say that in a country where an average of 11 femicides take place on a daily basis, these remarks were not very well received by many, and the good Father Hernandez had to take his words back the following day, apologizing, and he said, "I didn't mean what I said." Well, we love it when that happens. Since there will be no public gatherings for Independence Day, local restaurants are hoping that people will choose to gather privately in restaurants and enjoy Mexican food at local restaurants. And this is what the chamber, the president of the Restaurant Chamber Associations had to say, Sergio Jaimes Santos. I continue to be mystified, and I don't know why this is something that I'm paying so much attention to this year, but I continue to be mystified about all these efforts that restaurants put together to attract people. In my 59 years of age, nowhere in no time have my friends ever said to me, "Hey, let's go out for dinner for Mexican independence." I've heard of a bunch of people that are traveling to Puerto Vallarta, but mostly whenever we have Mexican independence celebration, it is taken as an opportunity by Mexicans to go vacation somewhere. So, to each his own. If you insist on going to a restaurant to think that you are celebrating Mexican independence, power to you, but this is not something that we do. I do have a traditional gift to share with you today. I've discovered this morning. Among the programming that Cultura Jalisco, the Department of Culture in our state, puts together, I found this amazing performance of a traditional mariachi called Mariachi Los Pitalleros. They are students from the Guadalajara University. They perform traditional mariachi folk songs, and in this particular program, they focus the entire program on folk songs about animals. And of course, in many cases, the songs are metaphors. They're really not about the animals. They have to do with the behavior of the animals. But for starters, look at the instrumentation. We have 2 violins, 1 guitar, 1 harp, and a nice lady that does zapateado dancing. So obviously you will not be able to understand the meaning of the songs or the lyrics, but I am sure you will enjoy this program quite a bit. And again, it's traditional Mexican music for a traditional Mexican independence celebration. And now I say we walk. Hello everyone. It is Walking Wednesday. Well, it's actually Saturday, but we are walking today. We are right next to the La Isla Shopping Center. And today I am walking with my good friends Claudio and Lucas, who are standing right behind me. Say hello. Hola. And we are headed to the beach axis right behind the La Isla Shopping Center because of several reasons. Number one, we are curious to see how much the water of the Pitillal River has changed the landscape. Number two, we are just curious about the beach out here in general. But most importantly, today we are having lunch at a very popular beachfront restaurant called El Oasis del Holi, which is a very casual restaurant. We have not been there ever before, so we are going to go for the first time. What is interesting about this walking path, and this will become apparent as we get close to it, is that this is an extension of the pedestrian walkway that is in Pitillal, and we've looked at that before. So if you look at the map right now, you'll see how on the one hand we have the walkway on Pitillal River. And then we have in the middle the continuation of that walkway, which has not been developed, although we know that it is very popular with people that are walking about Ifluvial or that are jogging. And then we have this final stretch that we are about to enter, which was also fixed up at the time in which the Pitillal walkway was constructed. So will the government ever have the opportunity to address these walkways again to make it more complete? We don't know. But in the meantime, we are going to enjoy this for what it's worth. As you can see, there is some additional parking for the La Isla Shopping Center out here. This is free parking as far as I can see. But then there's also free parking available for people that just want to enjoy the beach or want to come out and jog. And here we are. We're entering the beach access, and as you can see, this is very beautiful and clean and well maintained. Watches everywhere, says Logan. And then I run out of things to say.
Beauty speaks for itself.
Beauty speaks for itself, says Lucas.
This was this past Saturday, by the way.
It is amazing how in the process of living in Puerto Vallarta, we get so used to our own neighborhoods, and then we're always surprised at the beauty of other people's neighborhoods. And in fact, one of the reasons why I'm enjoying spending time with my friends Claude and Lucas today is because they live in El Cerro. And El Cerro is our neighborhood profile in a couple of weeks. This coming week, we are going to go exploring Díaz Ordaz, which is the tiny colonia that is sandwiched between Francisco Medina, Asensio, and Versalles. And then the neighborhood after that is El Cerro. Claudio and Lucas live in El Cerro, so I trust that they will go places with me and show me around. Buenas tardes. Right, guys?
Absolutely. Cute little restaurant.
Cute little restaurants. We'll explore everything El Cerro has to offer for anyone that has the stamina to go up and down multiple steps, because living in El Cerro is embracing the lifestyle of the multiple steps. But back to today's walk. It's nice to see that people are out. It's very hot out there, and yet people are enjoying getting in and out of the beach. We are almost there, and I can see that at the other end of this axis there's more parking available, which must be wonderful for people that are wanting to enjoy the beach. To the right on the beach, on the other side of the river, there's the Peninsula condominiums, and we can see from all the way over here how wide the river has gotten. In fact, let me take a quick jog to the banks of the river. And yes, I am jogging. Look at that. The river is flowing from side to side, which is quite fascinating because, I mean, there are times right before the summer rain starts when there's absolutely no water. Zero water flowing on this river. And look at it now. It is just flowing nonstop from side to side, and we haven't had any major storms in a week and a half. So there you have it. Anyhow, back to our path.
Yay! Let beauty speak for itself.
We're back in the shade now, and that's comforting.
And a breeze.
And the breeze, yes. And we are very close to our destination, so I can taste a margarita. Or a michelada. I don't know what it'll be.
Something cold.
Something cold, that's for sure. El Oasis del Holi, which is our destination, is right behind these trees. They have a nice little welcome sign. And what we're going to do today is we are going to say goodbye after this short walk. If we find truly amazing things to talk about as we enjoy the restaurant, we'll give you a little tour. But first, we are going to get settled and we're going to have a cocktail and then we'll take it from there. So I hope you enjoyed this little exploration and we'll connect again once we've had something wonderful to drink. See you in a bit.
Okay, so we are back and I have more information to share, but first a quick disclaimer, one of two. It was really breezy and windy, so I decided to record this narration after the fact because I knew that you wouldn't be able to understand me. We are walking into El Oasis del Holi. As I mentioned, this is a beachfront restaurant, very casual, very, very fun. As we walked in, we noticed that some of the staff were putting together bags of clothes that they were putting together for people that suffered damages from the recent hurricane, from Hurricane Nora. So this is me walking towards the beach. The light is difficult to manage because it was really bright outside. Notice how there's a second story where you can sit and enjoy an ocean view. And there's my second disclaimer. I forgot to bring the adapter to put my camera, my still camera on top of my video camera. So I'm holding my camera with one hand and I'm holding the video camera with the other as we're doing this. So as I mentioned before, this Oasis del Holi is a very spacious restaurant with indoor-outdoor seating right next to the Pitillal River. And here you get a really clear view of how much water is coming from the mountains right now. There's just a lot of water because of the rain and it all looks muddy and brown, but that's just the way it is this time of year. Because we got there very early, we were able to sit at the very front of the restaurant as close to the beach as you can sit. And we found this amazing surprise. Next to where we were sitting is this protection area for turtle eggs. If you notice, each one of those sticks that is sticking out from the ground is tagged by date because the turtles have a very specific hatching period. So this way researchers know when turtles are going to hatch and when they need to be helped to get back into the ocean. All of these turtle sanctuaries are handled by the government, by the Natural Resources Secretary. Needless to say, they are very carefully guarded, so you cannot just walk in there and step all over the turtles. And there are ways to find out when they get ready to put these turtle release experiences together, although it's a lot easier to coordinate one of these with a hotel. If you look north, you have a clear view of Marina Vallarta and points beyond it. And if you look south, you get the rest of the bay very clearly, including some of the hotel zone. And of course, this restaurant is sandwiched between Peninsula and this other ginormous building. But there's a lot of room, and if you see some umbrellas, some of these umbrellas may own to particulars. I did notice that the restaurant was serving some food outside of the restaurant area, so you could potentially come and hang out and enjoy yourself, have a nice meal, and be taken care of the way you are taken care of at Los Muertos Beach, for example. Um, there's a lot of debris on the beach because people have been cleaning up after the recent hurricane and the overflows of the rivers. And this is not a place where I particularly would feel comfortable swimming because the water is dirty. But look at the view. You can look at all the rest of the view. That's the hotel zone. And of course, if you continue looking out, you can actually see all of Emiliano Zapata from here. As we turn back, there's another shot of El Oasis del Holi as we get ready to wrap this wonderful walk. I hope you enjoyed yourselves, and I'll see you again soon.
But there's more. There is more. I have two more bits to share with you that relate to this particular walk. One of them is something that Vallarta Independiente published on Facebook back on September 9th, which is very sad, but really happens. This is the track of an all-terrain vehicle on the sand, and although you cannot really see it clearly, right in the middle of the track is a dead sea turtle. And that happens when vehicles are allowed on the beach when they really should not be allowed to go on the beach. Or one would hope that if vehicles are allowed on the beach, they would be a little bit more careful as they move through an area where there are turtles. And secondly, this was not necessarily pertinent to the walk, but I was so enamored with the experience at the restaurant. I went around the table with my friends to photograph some of the food that they enjoyed. This is a lovely arrachera. And this is some coconut shrimp that are cooked on top of a pineapple. There's another view of that same dish. And then this is, I believe this was just some breaded fish fillets. And there was some ceviche. And somebody ordered a molcajete with all kinds of delicious meats and things to enjoy. So all in all, it was a wonderful day, and it was a great restaurant to have discovered again. I could bang my head against the wall for not ever having gone to El Oasis del Holi before, but I strongly recommend it. It was a beautiful place, and it was totally worthwhile, and I hope to be back there sometime in the very near future. Now, let me take a quick look at some of your comments and look at some of your cues. As always, it is great to see your good mornings. Let's see what we have. Luis is back in less than 2 weeks. Can't wait. Good for you. Let me see. Thank you for that. Thank you very much for contributing to today's news, Sue. Let's see what else we have. Oh, a new person. Hello, Tommy. Oh, Tomic with a K at the end. Welcome, Tomic, to Coffee and Headlines. This is what we do. This is what we're about. So feel free to have a good time and enjoy yourself. Let's see what else we have. A new person, Gwen Friss, sister to Albert Friss. Good morning. Happy to be a member. It is great to see you here. Welcome to Coffee and Headlines. Let's see what else we have. Dun, 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 dun. Kathleen comments great about the buses. Our workers have had to walk further. We also pay for Ubers for them at times. That's nice of you to do that. Thank you very much for sharing. Another new person. Hello, Ryan. Been watching the rebroadcast on YouTube, but new to the live feed on Facebook. Husband and I bought property in Puerto Vallarta in July and have a 5-year plan to become half-time or full-time residents. Congratulations, Ryan. Everything that you want to know or things that you want to know as far as living here, that's what we're about. We're about looking at Puerto Vallarta from the point of view of being locals. Kate asks, are landslides common during the rainy season? I would say extremely so. They are very common both on the southbound highway and also on the highway that goes to Guadalajara through the mountains. So it is always important to be very careful as you're driving while it's raining. Um, let's see what else to say. Comments about the beautiful, lovely father of the Catholic Church. Um, what can I tell you? Scott nails it. Independence Day equals commercialization. Tomala, I totally hear you. And I saw this one going by. Vegas is not Mexico, Meggy as in Peggy. So, you know, it's not what we do. Let's see what else we have. Um, let's see what else we have. A lot of comments during the walk. I appreciated that very much. And there was a comment somewhere along the lines about this restaurant being very important to Joey and Isaac um, from Gay Guide Vallarta. I think I can comfortably say, and they could elaborate if you ask them specifically, that we are blessed to have Joey and Isaac in our lives because of the El Oasis del Holi restaurant, because El Oasis del Holi was the first place that opened their doors to them when they first moved to Puerto Vallarta by offering a place to live and a place to work. Had the restaurant not done this, we may never had the pleasure of getting to know Joey and Isaac. So I went to the restaurant this past Saturday very much with that thought in my soul and was very, very happy to be there. Diane posted a question with a Q yesterday, and she said something about an arc. And because she put a Q on it, I reacted and I asked, what has the arc got to do with Puerto Vallarta? And now I see your answer. I see that you are trying to make a joke. Okay. Let's see what else we have. Da, da, dee, da, da. Holy cow, that's a lot of water. Yeah, again, this is the way it's going on. And I had to cross that same bridge, the Pitillal River Bridge, yesterday. We had a lot of water the night before, and the water was being absolutely fierce. This doesn't have a cue, but it is very important to bring up. Don't some locals harvest turtle eggs to eat? Unfortunately, the answer is yes. However, it is an illegal activity, and we cannot we cannot endorse that activity at all. And I've been at small towns and pueblos where I've been offered turtle egg soup, and I just cringe every time every time this happens. You know, it's just not. No, thank you. Let's see what else. Charlotte appreciates the walk. Thank you very much for that, Charlotte. Something tells me that we're going to meet this weekend. I heard through the grapevine. Let's see what else we have. Michal says, definitely a walk we'll take. That is great. Sheil, thank you very much for that. We try to keep it positive. Sometimes we fail, but you know, we definitely try. Let's see what else. Question: how is the pricing in the restaurant? Says Ma Arcio. Ma, the prices at the restaurant were very affordable. Very, very, very affordable. So again, I totally recommend it. And I checked out their Facebook page, and I saw that their menu is posted on their Facebook page. And of course, all this information is going to be available in the show notes as always. Tonic, not tonic as in gin and tonic. Tonic. Thank you. Loving the show. Just moved to Puerto Vallarta. This is exactly the kind of show I've been looking for. So informational and inspiring. Awesome. This is what we try to do. Living in Amapas and Zona Romantica, or Emiliano Zapata, as its proper name is a great place to live. But Potomac, the city provides so many opportunities to, and so many places to go and connect. And I'm sure you will find it in your time and your priorities and your comfort zone, the habit of going and exploring other places. And I hope that Coffee and Headlines can help you achieve that purpose. Uh, it's great to see you, Claude. It was such a pleasure to walk with you this past Saturday, and I look forward to exploring El Cerro with you sometime within the next week and a half, so that we can you can give me some of your tips. Um, did I notice if the restaurant still offers 25 peso margaritas? I actually did not because I was drinking micheladas. Um, could I repeat the name of today's restaurant? It is called El Oasis del Holi. Let's see what else we have. La 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 la. Thank yous, thank yous, thank yous. Is there any local bell ringing or grito de Dolores at 11 tonight? There is nothing going on live. Everything will be televised. So that brings us to the end of our broadcast, and I appreciate very much your company. And as always, I appreciate your comments and your suggestions. We'll be back tomorrow with another edition. Tomorrow is Independence Day, and we will be watching the parade, I suppose, on social media. And if I find the parade and it starts during the broadcast, I will share the links as to where you can find it. Otherwise, we'll just play it by ear. Enjoy yourselves. Have a lovely day. Enjoy your hump day. And I hope to see you again soon. Have an awesome day.